Welcome back to Secrets of Success. Relax and enjoy the good life that could be yours.
I wish I would have seen Tom Vu on television 10 years ago, because it would have made me much more wealthy than I am today. But within a few weeks of taking the Tom Vu seminar, I was able to purchase these 10 homes at well below market value. The techniques really work. They can work for you like they worked for me. The Tom Vu seminar, 90 minutes of your time, could change your life. Do it now.
Some of you have parents or grandparents who worked hard all their life and retire with almost nothing. You don't have to be like them.
The Tom Vu money-making system has turned dreams into reality for many.
It's turned dreams into reality, folks.
Article appearing in hundreds of newspapers.
Oh yeah,
nationwide.
Tom Vu.
The Tom Vu seminar is
Tom Vu
reportedly
seminar,
the most
also known as
offered. And many
AMC MOAS.
by attendees who are inspired by the Tom Vu seminar.
The best thing is about
Gotta love that. Oh man, so great. Anyway, good evening. Sorry I'm late getting on here. I do apologize. I had a few things pop up that I had to take care of, and YouTube is like a it's like a this is my volunteer hours, right? This is my community service hours. I do this, well, not out of the goodness of my heart, but in any case, I do it because I care that people are getting shit information from YouTube and other social medias. So it's not exactly the kindness of my heart, but it is unfair that these clowns get to say whatever they want, and they get to fill people's heads with all of this nonsense. Nonsense, complete gobbledygook. And quite frankly, it is gobsmacking. It is flabbergasting. I'm going to say this. I'm actually shocked. I am actually surprised at how ridiculous this has gotten. And I've been here since like July 29th, 2021, making these videos. And not every day that I'm like, wow, this is actually really bad. Uh, like exponentially worse than what we've seen already. And we have we have crossed that line a few times in the last week, no question about it. So what I wanted to do today is, you know, what we normally do, but also the shit that apes say, right? The shit that they say or type, I guess. They type most of it or say it in a YouTube video or what have you. But in any case, some of this shit is so ridiculous. It's like, how do you keep a straight face when you say it, when you're saying it to other people? Like, I couldn't have a straight face when I hear it, let alone repeat it. This is ridiculous. So, we're going to look at some of these things, some of the shit that apes say. And it really, there are 8 quadrillion things that they say that they should never say, or at least going forward, they should never say it again. 8 quadrillion. And this is funny because there are people in this stock holding community that legitimately did not know, they never heard the term quadrillion. This is true. We looked at a video by a guy. It's like, I didn't know what quadrillion meant. I had to look it up. Yet they, turn around and pump it as the next catalyst, that the 8 quadrillion shares on FTX or whatever. Oh, Scavenger will tell us. Don't worry. Scavenger will tell us. I mean, do I feel bad for picking on this guy? No, because this is ridiculous nonsense. I mean, 8 quadrillion wrapped AMC shares. I mean, with the exception of the word AMC here and AMC here, Every other word in here, just the words, make me, would make me, should make this guy question what he's saying. 8 quadrillion? Really? 8 quadrillion. Okay. That's egregious. Um, Wrapped AMC shares. What's a wrapped AMC share? What is that? Well, these guys claim, they claim that this is the quote unquote tokenized stock. And it's really, really, you know, you have to know a little bit about what you're talking about if you really want to be credible, except if you're an AMC grifter. Then you don't need to know anything about what you're talking about. You're basically like Charles Payne or Jim Cramer. These guys, they're dumb terminals. They're just repeating they're reading what's on the teleprompter. These clowns, they're repeating what they hear other Muppets say. They're repeating the bullshit that's on Reddit, on Twitter, and what have you. I don't even want to think about what is over on QAnon uh, Twitter or uh, Oath Keepers YouTube. I guess that's Rumble, and the QAnon Twitter is Truth Social. Anyway, yeah. So, we'll start with the 8 quadrillion thing, right? We'll start with this. We'll let him maybe, I don't know, get through some of this, and then we'll talk about the shit that he said and why it's ridiculous. And you know, this is. I'm gonna shut up, and let him talk. Pretty soon, you'll be begging me to shut him up and for me to talk again, I bet. Anyway, here we go.
Guys, what is going on? I hope everyone's having a fantastic Monday, start of the week. I woke up this morning, did my day trades, etc. I know on Twitter.
Oops.
Yeah.
Little audio glitch there. That's all right. That's all right. I got it. He did his day trades. We didn't miss anything. All right.
Everywhere, and then the congressional hearings are coming up on that matter, but we know that the congressional hearings, we got to take those with a grain of salt because obviously we know this whole FTX collapse.
Okay, I'm going to interject here and say it doesn't really make any sense that these clowns are so confident about what they think is going to happen, right? They're so confident, yet they have this weird defeatist attitude. Like, oh, the hearings are coming up, but we have to take the hearings with a grain of salt because da 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 da, and it's not going to do anything, and they're just going to keep naked shorting it. But one day they'll have to stop. But until then, yeah, it's just going to keep going down. Like, what is with that weird like defeatist shit? Like, okay, I mean, yeah, you probably should take a congressional hearing with a grain of salt, truth be told. But I mean, it doesn't really project confidence and belief in what you're saying when you say something and then immediately chop it down. So why did you even talk about it? If it's not useful at all, why mention it? Other than to rile up the emotions, get people running on emotions. Yeah, right. Okay. Anyway,
It's a lot deeper than what I think a lot of people.
he knows though.
It's a lot
He
deeper than what
knows
a lot
it's
of people
deeper.
actually
How does
imagine
he know?
it could be. As far as
What a
the
clown.
8 quadrillion,
Here we go.
wrapped AMC tokens that FTX had over
Why don't you start by defining what a wrapped AMC token is? I wonder if he'll even do that. I hope so.
the space call on Twitter. Sam
Oh, the
Fry,
Twitter
the
space.
question was asked, were these tokens backed one for one in both GameStop and AMC? buy actual physical shares of AMC and GameStop.
There
And
are
what
no
we heard
physical
from
shares of anything, but
the space call was Sam said he believes so. Now, does this mean that it's a guarantee of fact? No, it doesn't. But
I mean, again, why would you accept the word of Sam Bankman-Fried? I mean, granted, he said, "Oh, does it mean that it is?" No, not necessarily. Why would you even entertain the fact that that could be true coming from someone like that?
Sam's been lying his entire,
Okay,
CEO career of this whole exchange collapse. So, and prior to the collapse, but
I don't think it was a
um,
collapse, though. It was a fraud. It was 100% a fraud. The whole thing was a fraud. It's not like something happened and make it collapse, like some kind of natural event. It might have been the catalyst, but the whole thing we're finding was likely a fraud. And they have a private signal chat group literally called wire fraud, literally entitled wire fraud. Now, our chat group in Telegram, which by the way, we were on Signal, don't listen to Elon Musk, and there's no reason to use Signal. Uh, our chat on Telegram is simply entitled Finance Chat. Finance Chat. And we may or may not talk about wire fraud, but geez, I would never name the chat that. Okay.
if that is the case, we look at the overall broader picture of what's going on. So we know that AMC did not have any tokens, right? Any wrap tokens that they approved of. But we need to dive deeper into the FTX situation of having those
Okay.
one for one tokens, right? So AMC specifically didn't have a currency, right? An AMC token that was listed on FTX. But the big picture here is that FTX had a token that they created that was supposed to have a one for one, one share of AMC for one tokenized AMC token. Obviously, we know that the amount of AMC tokens that FTX carried was way beyond what AMC's float would have been. So, assuming that Sam Fried wasn't lying and they were backed by one for one, this is going to tell us that synthetics did accrue throughout this FTX scandal, right?
I mean, okay, first of all, this whole discussion is ridiculous. This whole discussion is so misguided, and I love his fucking smirk too. Like, you have to be that fucking ignorant to actually say this and have a fucking smug smile on your face. What a fucking jackass. Like, I'm sorry. You should have gone to fucking college, bro. You should have done something to educate yourself more before doing this. This is ridiculous. Okay. So, even if what he's saying were true, why would it mean that there are synthetic shares? There is no such thing as a synthetic share. It does not exist. There is no such thing. There is no such thing as a counterfeit share in this day and age. It's like saying that you somehow cheated your ATM and got synthetic money out of it. It would literally be the same thing. There is no synthetic money. I mean, you're talking about credit essentially. You're talking about borrowed money, right? You're talking about borrowed shares. It's not synthetic. There is no synthetic. The only synthetic anything is an option position that mimics having stock or shorting stock, and it could be considered a synthetic long position or a synthetic short position, but it's position. It's not a share. You have no shares. You just have an option. You buy a call and sell a put. That's a synthetic long. You sell a put. I'm sorry. You buy a put, sell a call. That's a synthetic short position. I did a video on this already. It's in my catalog, back catalog. And if you just for $1 a month, no, I'm just kidding. But we talked about this. We talked about it a lot. But I believe that there is a specific video on it, but it's hard to remember anymore. But no, I mean, this whole synthetic thing is the very, very first thing that these guys need to stop saying. They need to stop saying it. It's like, it's like saying that you don't believe in the election results, even though all of the evidence points one way. It's like saying that you don't, believe in the scientific method, even though it plays itself out right in front of our eyes every day, and it's the reason that we have advanced to this degree. It's just it's nonsense. And the fact that these guys have a platform, I mean, shit. Would I rather be doing something with a lot of my nights? Probably, but I mean, holy shit! It doesn't seem like there are very many people, and this is not. I'm not tooting my own horn, but where are the people calling these motherfuckers out? Why isn't anybody doing it? It makes no sense to me. Anyway, okay, he did. He commented about me. Good, good. So let's comment about him some
It is
more.
true where they actually went
What'd
out
he
and
say?
purchased one share for both, AMC for the AMC token and GME for the GME token. This is going to tell us that somehow they were able to purchase these
No.
AMC or GameStop shares throughout this whole situation.
Oh my God, they were able to purchase shares. Wow. What a crime. Yeah. See, it says nothing about synthetic shares, even if it went down the way he is speculating it did, which we'll get into in a moment as to why that's not. But he just said, listen, listen,
This is
he
going to tell
debunks
us AMC
himself.
for the AMC token and
Listen,
backed by 1-for-1. This is going to bend. So, assuming that Sam Fried wasn't lying and they were backed by 1-for-1, this is going to tell us that synthetics did accrue throughout this
no.
FTX scandal, right? If it is true where they actually went out and purchased one share for both, AMC for the AMC token and GME for the GME token.
They went out and purchased. Okay, that's what he said. They went out and purchased AMC and GameStop for these tokens. That's what he just said. They went out and purchased it. Purchased it.
This is going to tell us that somehow they were able to purchase these AMC or GameStop shares.
This is what happens when you start talking and you don't know where the fuck you're going and you have no point. And you literally just end up saying that that would mean that they somehow bought the shares. What a fucking clown. Go. Oh my
This
God.
whole situation.
Wow.
Um,
And what would that mean? They were able to purchase the chairs. Holy shit. What would that mean?
with a grain of salt, guys, because obviously,
He can't say. He has no
Sam
clue.
Fried's been lying for a long time. But what this tells us, if he isn't lying, is that they were able to locate shares from somewhere. So this would be another theory of proving
Locate.
synthetics actually exist out
No.
there.
You just said he bought share. You just said they would have bought shares. That's correct. That's how you would do it. You'd have to have the shares. Nobody's talking about shorting here. Nobody's talking about short selling. See, they can't even keep buying and selling straight. Bro, you can't even keep buying and selling straight in your head before you start fucking lying and making shit up to try to create this fervor in your little cult community. Fucking clown.
Like I said, it's important to take a step back and realize that, this guy has no clue what he's talking about.
Hey, you couldn't have said it better, my
Is it
friend.
possible that FTX lied and never backed the AMC token by physical share of AMC? Absolutely. That's absolutely possible. Obviously, he's trying to cover his own butt. Sorry. So, he's gonna say what he wants to say. But if he is telling the truth, this opens up a whole nother can of worms to A, who sold these shares? B, why didn't the regulators catch this, right?
Okay, yeah, we're just getting into complete nonsense here. I mean, he's talking about, oh my God, somebody bought shares. Who sold them? Yeah. Oh God. Okay, so let's look at what wrapped Ethereum actually is. Okay, and thanks to Badback 007 for this article that he linked in Telegram chat. The link to Telegram chat's in the description too, so you can join that and troll me there if you want. Come in and tell me I'm a piece of shit for saying that you're not going to have a squeeze. I've been wanting them to do that. That nobody does. Nobody cares, I guess, or nobody's that confident. I don't know, but anyway, hey, be my guest. What is wrapped Ethereum and how does it work? Wrapped Ethereum is the ERC20 compatible and tradable version of ETH, Ether, and can be used to interact with other ERC20 assets. Okay, there's going to be some technical language in here. We're just going to power through it. Okay, so ERC20 is a standard, okay, of cryptocurrency tokens. It's based on Ethereum, okay. Many decentralized apps, crypto wallets, and exchanges natively support ERC20 tokens. But Ether and ERC20 are not exactly the same. They're not exactly compatible. They're based on the similar technology, but they're not exactly compatible. So what you're looking at is these ERC20 tokens, which are tokens that people can create. Anybody can create these. That's the other thing, that these clowns, they haven't even looked into this, the basic level. It's so ridiculous. But um, you can create an ERC20 token, and it can be traded with other ERC20 tokens, but it can't be traded with Ether. So in order to bridge this gap and enable the exchange of Ether for ERC20 tokens and vice versa, the Ethereum network introduced wrapped Ethereum. Wrapped Ethereum is the ERC20 tradable version of ETH. Okay. So basically, um, it's Ether wrapped in the ERC20 token standards. Okay. So this is wrapped Ether. Wrapped coins and tokens virtually have the same value as their underlying assets. Okay. So wrapped Ethereum is pegged, or wrapped Ether is pegged to the price of Ether at a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay. It's pegged to the price. They say that wrapped tokens are like stable coins, and you can describe a stable coin as a wrapped USD, right? Since it has the same value as the underlying asset, which is the US dollar. It can be redeemed for the fiat currency at any time. So, basically, it's an ERC20 token. That's it. That's all we're talking about here. And as far as what is it pegged to, that's a good question. But AMC said that they don't have anything to do. They know nothing about. Actually, I could pull it up, but let's see. John Merriweather, AMC tokenized. Maybe we'll find it. But he recently, the investor relations guy, he recently, I don't know, came out and said AMC does not have tokenized tokenized stock shares, and anything that's out there that's trading that says that it is an AMC tokenized stock, it does not affect the AMC price. Essentially, we do not benefit from that in any way, positively or negatively. We don't benefit. Um, you know, so there you go. That's literally an executive from AMC saying that, hey, this is a nothing burger. This is not a non-issue. You don't understand what you're talking about, basically. So stop talking about these 8 quadrillion wrapped AMC shares. They're not wrapped AMC shares. They're not AMC tokenized shares. And it has nothing to do with AMC. All right. So here's Donahue George talking about it.
This is not financial advice. It's not legal advice for entertainment and educational purposes only, and everything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button on our YouTube algorithm so you get the videos I put them out, see what I'm thinking, see I'm analyzing that data. Listen, I said this like a year and a half ago, but some of the new guys who are following me probably never heard this. Here's the thing. These guys call them synthetic shares.
These guys, dude, and what do you want to bet this guy has the most horrendous breath you've ever fucking smelled?
To undermine the criminality of what they're doing. Okay? They trying to give it a
smells like
nice
fish,
name
I can tell
so
you that.
it doesn't sound as criminal. But what they're doing, they're creating counterfeit shares and shorting them into the market.
No, they're not. How the fuck do you know that? You have no proof. The only proof that you think you have is the fact that the AMC price has gone down massively. To jump to naked shorting or synthetic shares or counterfeit shares is literally fucking stupid. Okay? It's brain dead.
They're creating counterfeit shares that they know will never exist. They're creating counterfeit shares that they know they can never deliver. And like I said about a year and a half ago, in one of my
This is like you know if you asked a garbage man about quantum physics. Now, I know that there's probably somewhere a garbage man who could explain quantum physics accurately and effectively, but probably not most of them. So this is getting a definition of quantum physics from the garbage man, basically. It's completely invalid. What is he talking about?
My previous videos, here's the thing. If I had car titles and said they were synthetic car titles, what would we call it? We would call them counterfeit.
Okay, that's a direct ripoff of Wes Christian. Wes Christian used that example in 2021 when he was talking to Stupid Stonk. But it's a flawed analogy. It's 100% flawed analogy because all the title is proof of ownership. The title itself, the physical piece of paper itself, is not the title. That is not the title. That is a certificate of title. It basically proves that you hold the title, but that isn't the title. So if somebody steals that title, they don't own the car. That's an important point here. The certificate of title is not the title. Title, there's no physical title. The actual title is not a physical item. It exists in the computer of the state that you live in as an entry. And when you go to get a replacement copy of the title, they're just going in and printing it off. And they're saying, okay, here's your certificate of title. That's not the title. So you couldn't sell it anyway. You couldn't sell the title. You don't sell the title. There is no physical title. You have a certificate of title, proves that you own it, and it's transferred, but you can't sell a title more than one time. You're not even selling the title to begin with, you're selling the car. So this is a stupid analogy to begin with. In 2021, when Wes Christian said it, in Texas, we call that theft. We call that stealing. It's not the same. Not the same at all. So, you know, shit. For that matter, your driver's license. The driver, the identification card is not that's not the license. That's not what actually gives you the authority to drive. You passed the test and you went to the Department of Motor Vehicles and you paid them money and they gave you a card that represents your driver's license. You have the ability to drive. But the actual authority is it's an authority that you're conferred. There is no physical driver's license. There is no physical title. There is no physical share. Okay. And there is no mechanism in the modern market to create counterfeit shares. And unless you're Sam Bankman-Fried and you build a back door into the system. So you'd have to believe that the DTCC has a back door into their settlement and clearing system where people can bypass the usual settlement system. I mean, that's getting way, 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 way beyond anything that I'm going to talk about because there's no reason to believe it. See, that's the thing. You have to have evidence to believe things. Anyway. All right. Let's see what we got here. Someone decided to create a coin out of thin air and it is driving apes nuts. That seems to be what's happening here. Yep. Let me go back and see which video he commented. Hey, Tony. YouTubers are now experts in the stock market, but still claim they're getting cheated. I guess they all went to the same school. Right. They went to the school of, uh, I AMC is my first trade, and I didn't even trade it because I haven't sold it. So they've literally never actually traded anything. They've only ever bought it. If we take them at their word, which I don't take the apes at their word. But anyway, some of them certainly did buy and they haven't sold. I basically asked what he thought about what Scott was saying, and he said Scott is just trying to get views off him. I disagree with this comment. I mean, if I wanted to get views, here's the thing: if I cared about views, would I be saying what I'm saying? Would I be saying this stuff? No, I would talk about how, oh, Scavenger is a genius and everything he says is true because that's what people want to hear. That's what gets views. Trust me. Fact checking these guys and talking about how fucking stupid what they're saying is not a popular way to get views. It's really not. And, right, what's more, if I wanted clout, I sure as fuck would not use Scavenger. I wouldn't do it. And I'm seeing a lot of volatility in the connection again tonight. Boy, that's great. I mean, dropping frames left and right. Oh, God. It's swinging around like the swingers at the swingers club next door to me. Um, ah, I don't know why. This is ridiculous. Um, hmm, hmm. Well, hopefully it's anyway. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know.
Synthetic property deeds. And we'll sell them out in the market. What would we call them? We would call them counterfeit. They would be counterfeit property deeds.
Okay, good. You came up with a hypothetical. That's not what's happening here. It's not what's happening. Nobody does that. Nobody is talking about that. But oh yeah, Johnny thinks he's a genius.
And if we add a synthetic Gucci bag, and we were selling synthetic Gucci bags out in the public. They would be called counterfeit. And what's worse is, if we had the synthetic Gucci bag, the synthetic property deed, the synthetic car titles, where would we be? We would be in jail. We would be in jail. But somehow these bad actors could keep selling these counterfeit shares with no repercussions. Nobody's in handcuffs, and they're selling billions and billions and billions of counterfeit shares to retail investors, and this goes...
I am so fucking sick of hearing this guy talk about counterfeit shares. Shares. Having never actually seen or proven with anything a speck of truth in what he's saying. No, they first of all, that's the first sign of a dumbass right there. These guys, they, quote unquote, air quotes, they are not selling synthetic shares. Learn about the motherfucking market. And then come back and tell us how exactly the mechanism is that they create counterfeit shares. No. I mean, even even Mark Cohodes in 2021 talked about this, and he said these these people that are going around talking about naked shorting, they have no idea what they're talking about. There is no way that market participants can naked short stocks today on the exchange, on exchange listed stocks. There's no way. I mean, first of all, the broker is the one who actually goes out and borrows the shares. So it's not even that, it's the broker's responsibility. Anyway, based on the fact that we sat here for a good year with a handful of subs and he kept showing up saying the same facts every week, cloud isn't in the equation. And that's true. Yeah. I mean, I appreciate you being here, all of you guys. Lynn's been here practically since the beginning. I think she was subscriber number 6 or something like that. So, but anyway, yeah, all he has to do is look at my videos, look at my channel, see how many views I have on my videos, which I'm going to tell you right now is low. I don't have that many views. So you guys are part of a very exclusive group. That's the way to look at it. But I mean, that's a stupid insult. Why would you say that? Oh, he's just trying to get views based off of me. No. Well, if he's trying to do that, then he picked the wrong guy, and it reflects poorly on Scavenger himself because nobody wants to see somebody who's trying to get views off of him. Anyway. Who are the ones buying the synthetic shares that he claims are out there? Well, I think the belief is that, you know, because they say they often say that oh, I have 100 shares now. Most of those are probably synthetics, but and it's like, okay, but no. I mean, the only thing that is actually is close to a synthetic, and it's not a synthetic share, is if a short seller, if you happen to be, if you happen to get the share that a short seller sold, that's a borrowed share. It's a borrowed share that was sold, but it's still, there's still a share there. It's not creating a share at all. But they claim, the apes claim that apes claim that it is naked shorting, and that's where the synthetic or counterfeit shares come from. But there's no evidence for that. There's literally no evidence for that. The price is down because yes, there has been a lot of selling, But this is the thing that, oops, this is the thing that they don't ever think about, because, and it really, they should think about it, because they think about the flip side of it. And let me explain what I mean. What they say, here's another thing the apes say. Okay, I really should be writing these down on a list, but whatever. Another thing that they say that they really should stop saying is that we determine the price that they have to buy our shares back at. Right? We've all heard this. We name the price. If we say it's $100,000 a share, then it's $100,000 a share. If we say it's $1 million a share, it's $1 million a share. Okay. Somebody has to be willing to buy it at that price. I really doubt that anybody would be. Okay. So that's the apes' flawed interpretation of that concept. Now, let me flip it around. People are willing to sell AMC. They're willing to sell their AMC and ape shares at low prices because they want to get rid of it. So the apes say we control the price that we sell at, and they will never sell a share at that price. Meanwhile, other people in the market participants, we don't know who they are. It doesn't matter who they are. They're in the market. They are deciding to sell their shares at lower and lower prices. They control the price. They actually control the price. People out in the market right now, because they're the ones who are buying and selling, or selling and saying, you know what? Sell market order. I don't care. I just want to get rid of it. I don't care if it's low. I don't care if it's lower. I don't care if half of my order gets executed and the other half gets sold lower. I don't care. I just want to get rid of them. So it's another double standard. But really, it's like that. It's like those items that you see on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist in your area or whatever, Let Go or Offer Up, any of those sites, eBay even. These items that nobody wants. And you see the price, like when they first put it on there, the price is like more expensive than a new one was. And then after a couple weeks, they lower the price, and keep lowering the price, and still nobody wants it. That's essentially what they're talking about here. They're going to have an ape share or a AMC share, on a limit order for $100,000, and it's going to be marked down to 99 cents. Okay, let's see here. I I think if you wanted more views, you make shorter videos. Well, true, yeah. OJ Newton, you two are hacks. Just wait, and the cash your checks. You guys are actually FUD. I don't know I don't know who OJ Newton is talking about. I'm guessing that he means Scavenger and Donahue George. Because you two, that's two. Anyway, uh, it's been fun watching Apes holding from 3 to 72 and back to 5. Yeah, that is fucked up, man. What the hell? What in the fuck? Salt makes crow taste like chicken. Anyway, all right.
Beyond AMC, beyond GME, beyond the mem stocks. This is what they do every day in the U.S. stock market, and the SEC knows about it. FINRA knows about it. CFTC knows about it. DTCC knows about it. And they allow it to continue because they get their cut.
Wow. Look at the fucking fervor in his fucking ignorant ass face. You are a dumb fuck, okay? You have no business talking about this shit. None. None whatsoever. And this guy also claims that he's a lawyer on LinkedIn. He's not a lawyer. He did not go to law school. You don't need to even look into his background. Just listen to the motherfucker talk. No, you're not a lawyer. You didn't go to law school. You don't know shit about the stock market, probably, or real estate, or health, whatever the hell else it says. Stocks, real estate, health. Sounds like he wants to sell me some strike up. Anyway, yeah. Let's look at this from an 8 quadrillion counterfeit tokens standpoint. Okay, 8 quadrillion tokenized shares. That really should be a red flag. That should make you wonder, not, oh my God, how did they do that? No, that's not what it should make people. It should make you wonder, oh my God, where did they come up with this? Where's the evidence? That should be the first fucking thing that people say. They don't. They say, oh my God, I'm so mad. Pay me. Fuck you. Pay me. That's what they say. If I were a religious man, I would say these are the end fucking times, because this is the most ignorant shit. This is not This is not indicative of a functioning fucking society at all. Fortunately, there's only about 500,000 of these fucks left. But this is not, this is not, this is not great at all. This does not reflect well on the state of humanity at this point, anyway. But 8 quadrillion should raise some red flags right there. It should be uh, looked at with skepticism, and you need to prove that. Okay. Um, when he says that they do this on every stock is counterfeit shares, and the SEC knows about it. Now, Do you really think, and people who have been in the stock market since 2020, 2021 have your your opinion is invalid. I'm sorry, it's invalid. You have not spent enough time. You don't have enough experience to be able to actually have an educated opinion. So that's where you just listen, and learn. But what I'm saying is, do do people really think that the stock market is that fraudulent? We talk about the float and the number of shares, but it doesn't matter because they just create as many as they want. And the regulator, they know about it, but they're being paid off, so they allow it to happen. It's blatant fraud. And this fucking clown, he has managed to figure it out. He's onto the truth here. He knows. You got to be fucking kidding me. It's a joke. It's laughable. It's a joke. So that's all he gets. Brush your teeth, sir. Okay. Now, yeah, the or health comment made me laugh. Um, you know, yeah, that's probably that's probably the face of diabetes. It could be. I don't know. Anyway, the apes can hold because maybe they live on Uncle Sam's treasury is not lost to them while still living with mom and dad and bad retirement fund. You know, I have no doubt that a lot of them are. They don't live on their. A lot of these guys don't live on their own. I mean, the apes. Okay. Um. Yeah, passionate. That was pretty fiery. But and they're all passionate. But I don't even know. Like, how do we even know that that clown has a position? How do we even know that? I mean, I could very easily come on here and talk about, yeah, I have 10,000 shares of Disney. I don't, but I could. I could say that. Anybody could say anything. So I don't. You have to look at. I think personally, especially on the internet. And it was different in the 2000s, early 2000s, because we just had the dot-com bubble. And there was a lot of fraud. So people were, understandably very skeptical about shit having to do with investments and money and stocks online on the internet. This would have never happened, I don't think, after dot-com crash. But now, we have a bunch of people who were barely born then. Anyway, um, I think you have to be skeptical of everything. They pledged to hold to zero. I mean, hold to zero. Hold to zero. Like, what is that? What is that? That makes no sense. All right. So I'm not familiar with this channel, Crypto Wendy O. Um, Thank you for doing a video on tokenized shares of GameStop. Okay, this is going to be good. It's only 2.5 minutes, or a little less than 3 minutes. So let's go. Here we go.
Do you remember the insane Wall Street Bets saga with AMC and GameStop? What if I told you that FTX could have been responsible for pumping and dumping AMC? And this same behavior was used to pump and dump and manipulate multiple different cryptocurrencies. Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. I'm your host, Wendy O. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, of course, set alerts to push us out further into the metaverse. Using derivatives and using wrap tokens to manipulate prices in crypto is something we've talked about on this show. But this article right here talks about how FTX could have manipulated AMC, and let's get into it. First ops credits to the chainsaw, as their article is titled, FTX may have used synthetic stocks to manipulate the price of AMC shares. I had heard rumors of FTX manipulating derivatives of cryptocurrency projects, but completely forgot they offered tokenized shares for different stocks on FTX International. So this story could check out. So in this particular article, it talks about how FTX stated they had one-to-one backed assets for each synthetic stock that was listed on their exchange, FTX International. And they did this with wrapped tokenized assets. This means they took a stock of AMC, they wrapped it and made it a tokenized asset, but claimed they had one-to-one backing. And you're able to trade these synthetic derivative stocks on the platform. And yes, it was all cryptocurrency related. And if you have something that is a direct derivative of something else, it could potentially manipulate that price. So now fast forward, let's forget about AMC. Let's talk about what could have happened with crypto. For example, let's say coin A resides on Ethereum, but some third-party entity wants to go ahead and bridge it to Binance Smart Chain or any other chain. This is something that happens commonly in crypto because we don't really have interoperability. So coin A gets bridged to a separate chain, Binance Smart Chain, and it's essentially classified as a derivative of the particular project. But it's kind of the same thing, but it's not, because the derivative represents the original. Now, once that token is successfully bridged, if there is an exploit on the bridge token, it could directly impact the original token. So basically, what is rumored that happened is that FTX and VCs and different investors with a lot of the same projects went around to different people and said, hey, we like this asset a lot. We have X amount locked up. And as they did that, they went ahead and created derivatives. They bridged it, created synthetic shares, whatever. And by doing so, they essentially didn't lie because the tokens that they held were locked up. But they created essentially a derivative, which was very similar to the original product, and they went ahead and pumped and dumped that. They could have even done this with competitor projects. I highly recommend you take a look at the different VCs and people affiliated with FTX, and I also highly recommend you take a look at different projects backed by FTX and see if there's any similarities to projects that actually failed. Again, I would be very weary of any projects that had direct funding or affiliation with FTX or any of those VCs. You should be indicating that in your bearish trading plan. Trade and invest safe. Bye-bye.
Okay. So that was basically everything we've already heard. Just said with prettier mouth. Okay. I mean, I appreciate that at the beginning she says may have, and she was using that kind of thing, but what kind of language? But then you know, problem with that is, these people don't hear that. They don't hear any type of conditional or might, may, subjunctive mood. They don't. Anyway, Yeah, that's the end of her mentioning AMC. That's right. That's true. All right. Well, moving on. Manny put one in here. Uh, he says it's a good rant about retail investors chasing pump and dumps. So I'll bring that in. I don't even know whose video it is. Yeah, that's interesting, Lynn. Oh, unusual traffic. Must be the botnet I'm running. Maybe I should have turned my botnet off. What do you think? All right. Oh, Kevin, free from it all. Is that no? Is that yeah? Anyway,
Complacency, okay, isn't an excuse. Not knowing the law isn't an excuse. Okay? Not knowing what you're getting into isn't an excuse. No one cares. No one's coming to rescue you. FINRA doesn't give a shit. Okay? No one cares. Your retail is the white boy. The stock market is Compton. And all the gangs is FINRA, the SEC, the hedge funds, and the market makers.
I don't like
You're
that
locked into
analogy
their
at all.
hood.
I mean,
You're
okay.
lucky if you can get out of there with you alive. Everything
right.
you brought into the hood.
Okay,
that is
fair
gone.
enough. But
They got it. They got it now. You had it. They got it.
doesn't have to be like
You
that
should be
though.
following people like me.
I've been
You
in
should
so
be
many
following
hoods.
anyone else out there who
Never had a fucking problem. So go in there acting like a fool. Which the analogy is, you go in there, you go in the stock market and you buy bullshit without knowing what you're doing. Then yeah.
doesn't just put out content pumping plays. I teach covered calls. I teach cash covered puts. I teach buying puts, buying calls, playing the market up, playing the market down. Okay? Momentum based trading, news based trading, event based trading, swing trading. Keyword trading. Not FOMOing and not pumping and dumping and not just buy and hodl. Any moron who says when Lambo, hodl, to the moon, all those people, you following them, you're gonna follow them right to jobs number 2 and 3. Okay, they're not gonna get you any financial freedom. It's sad. It's sad how bad it is and how easy it is for them to steal from us. I feel for some of you, but I really don't feel for a lot of you because you could just tell. It's full-blown greed and then it's delusion. You guys will throw out numbers to one another out of nowhere. You won't even think of it mathematically. You'll take a $1 stock. You'll run it to $12. That's 1,200%. You'll do that in 5 days, and you still won't be happy. You'll be saying $20, $50, $100. To go from $100 to $100 is 10,000%. You cut 2 zeros, guys. 10,000%. What are you doing? What are you on? What are you snorting? Popcorn butter? Like, guys, do basic math on some of these plays and understand when the going gets good, take the money and get out and you're not exposed. Try this strategy, okay? Here's just a strategy. If you're saying this guy's just bashing us to help us, here's a strategy. You put in money, it doubles. You get in MMTLP, okay? You get in at $2. It goes to $4. You know what you do? You take your original $2 out and you leave the rest in and you YOLO that. That way, if you lose, you didn't lose anything. You lost unrealized gains. You lost profit, but you didn't lose the capital, the investment. Okay? Try that. Don't leave it all in all the time, because it's going to get taken every time. Name me any of these plays that you guys have called out for $10 and $50 and $100. And I know there's been a lot of $100 callouts. Bed Bath & Beyond, D-WAC,
Well, I mean,
AVCT.
and the thing is too, Len, correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't know where Antoinette is. She's not here, but did a lot of these pump and dumps not originate with this guy? I thought they did. Maybe not the ones he's talking about, but I remember them talking about that. Anyway,
MMLTP, TLP, whatever the hell. Luna, Lunk. People think it's going to $1, okay, guys? That friggin' crypto I was talking about. They think it would ever go back to $1. That's 1,000,000% from where it is right now. 1,000,000%. Retail is look up the French word for, like, do a French to English translation. Most of retail is delayed. Now do Google Translate. What does delayed mean in French to English? Okay, because for real, they just don't have basic math. They just throw a number out. The people in this play got screwed on torch. They got torched. And then for some reason they managed to convince a bunch of you to come in and lose all your money alongside them. No one was ever getting paid on this play. You're not going to get played. And I already explained, I had in my video on the weekend, I showed a recent, a very recent from Inovio Pharmaceuticals, which was supposed to be the next big COVID medicine. It's going to be a pill. I believe that was the pill one. You take the pill instead of a booster. Perfect. People don't want shots, but they'll take a pill. Class action lawsuit. I'm never going to see a dime from him. I'm not going to see any money from them. I already know, because I've had like 15 class action lawsuits in my 18 years of trading. It just never ends. It never ends. The people that get paid on those plays is the company and the lawyers.
well,
The lawyers.
he might have been at first.
They showed it.
But people were. I guess it was like Teddy Zane. Some of those guys kept pumping red box, and and after they anyway, he made and lost a lot of money after red box.
They shared it on social media.
The way it goes sometimes, right?
Of the money they got like $100-something bucks, because the lawyers' fees for all the litigation, they took 92%, left the people with 8 cents on the dollar, guy. Hey, I'd take 8 versus none. I'm telling you that right now. But I don't expect to get a dime. As a Canadian, we never get paid. I don't know. Why does my geography matter? If I'm trading a stock on the stock exchange, what the hell does my geography have to do with anything? Money is money, and it's in your market. If I get screwed in your market, I should be entitled to compensation if compensation is given. You never get it. You guys are toast. So what I would suggest, move on. Stop killing yourself about it. Stop getting a restless sleep over the situation. Move on. The quicker you move on, the better for you. Okay? Put it in your rear view. Get your bearings and move on. And first and foremost, stop following the people that got you into that play. They're cancerous. They will be your financial ruin. Okay? feel free to watch me. I'm gonna stay on top of this for probably the next week because I don't think a damn thing is gonna happen. But I want to be there to say it's time to move on. And until slowly people are getting the message. Some people come. You know what they said? This guy's right. This guy's onto something. He's teaching something that's not been taught by other people so far, or not being preached enough, or not being said enough. And if you look at my track record on YouTube, you can see there are some massive gains on both the long and the short side, and most of it is the short side. When the Fed's telling you we're steering the Titanic, and we are going for that glacier because we need a recession, because we need to reset all of the inflation that's been happening. Well, they're not lying to you. So what are you going to pretend? What are you going to be an ultra bull for and pretend like that ain't going to happen? Learn how to make money on the way down, because we're going to have a lot of down coming up. Maybe we get a Santa rally and then the pain begins. Who knows? Maybe we get no rally. Okay?
All right. So, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do him again. I cannot do Donahue George. He's just too ignorant. Speaking of too ignorant.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Frankie. So, if you're in the AMC community, man, we all talk about the devil. So, if you want to know, man, who the big devil is,
Devil.
really running shit when it comes to the short squeeze play. See, King Griffin, man, he a baby devil. I'm finna show you who the big devil is.
And you refuse.
Huh? What?
And as long as you will be a step and fetch it, as long as you will sell out for $1, they make dollars every day. Right next to the Holocaust Museum in Washington is where the Federal Reserve prints the money.
What?
The Federal Reserve is the synagogue of Satan.
What?
The Federal Reserve, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the House of Rothschild. These are the people that have corrupted the entire world.
That's some ignorant bullshit.
To pronounce your doom.
I mean, first of all, the Federal Reserve does not print money. They don't print money. Contrary to popular belief, the Federal Reserve does not print the money. I don't think it really matters. Like, that's the least of the worries here. But anyway, yeah.
Now America's become a fascist country. You remember when Senator Huey Long is quoted as saying, when fascism comes to America, it will be called anti-fascism. Fascism is designed and defined as an authoritarian political ideology that combines nationalism with a corporatist economic system. Fascists advocate the creation.
You are a joke, Scavenger. We already looked at your video. We already tore that shit to threads. So, I mean, you need evidence. Your problem is you don't demand evidence. You believe whatever's out there. You got to have the evidence.
Of a single
well, yeah, anyway.
body.
You just watch the video.
You think that the Democrats and the Republicans are different? Now, who controls the U.S. Congress?
Oh, it looks like Scavenger brought his little entourage over here, huh? Cool. Sweet. I mean, great. Great stream. Yeah. Thanks, I guess. I mean, wow. Eric, no. Ah, fuck. The world is fucked because we're all debt slaves. Yeah. Well, you know, you're free to go anytime. You don't have to watch. I mean, you might actually learn something if you watch, though. So you're not used to it. Used to that. Used to being told that you're right and you're going to be rich and you're going to sell your shares for $1 million a share. Fucking morons.
Representatives to represent your interests. They're in bed with
I don't have the time for that tonight.
They're
We
in
can do it
bed
some
with
other time, but
special interests,
I don't have the
and
time
they're in bed with Israel.
or the patience. Patience.
Most of your senators, many of them,
Oh, you must be a Democrat. You must be a Democrat. Jesus Christ. Wow, Scavenger, your fucking fans are retarded. You got some of the dumbest fucking fans. I swear.
are honorary citizens.
Yeah, the more you chat, the more it helps me. Go ahead, hit thumbs down.
They control America's wealth.
Rip everyone apart and try to gain viewers. You have never watched a single one of my videos then. If you think that that's why I'm doing this, you have no clue. You have not seen any of my videos. Because, and yeah, chatting does. Chat engagement, thumbs up or thumbs down engagement, absolutely does. Anyway, yeah, rip everyone apart. Well, when people are literally lying and providing completely false information and not doing basic fucking research, like Googling shit. Scavenger doesn't even Google shit before he talks about it. He just starts talking. You have to know what you're talking about before you talk about it. Or somebody like me is going to come along and listen to what you say and say, Actually, no, wait a minute, hold on here." That's all I'm doing. And the fact that you guys are so butthurt, the fact that you guys are so fucking butthurt about anybody who says that what you're saying is wrong, it kind of says it all, right? Um, Coincidence? Oh, because everything that you've predicted is coming to pass. Right, 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 right. And no, it's not. Anyway, you don't own the fucking float, first of all. That, you know what? That's perfect because that fits right in to the theme. Stop fucking saying that you own the float because you don't own the float. You don't own the float. You don't. You don't own it. Go look it up. You don't own it. Oh, the data's wrong. The data's false. Then go back to fucking QAnon. If you're not going to believe the data that we have, you know, Yeah, we own the float. So we're just going to listen to a Louis Farrakhan fucking speech. Why do I care? Why does anybody care about that?
So now you see who really running shit. Now you see who running the financial system. Now you see who running the stock market. Now you see who running the political system.
So, I mean, I find this really interesting that for some reason it's so interesting to you what my political affiliation may or may not be. Like, it's like pathetic to like I just randomly call somebody a Democrat. Like, what the fuck? That is literally fucking stupid. Um, yeah, I mean, institutions own millions of shares. It's negative Nancy. Okay, Eric, my friend, okay? Look, you believe something, okay? You think you have, proof, justification, whatever you want to call it, evidence, okay? I'm looking at the same supposed evidence and coming to a different conclusion. The fact that you are so upset about that, the fact that somebody could possibly dare to say something other than what you already believe, that I mean, so you don't agree with me. Fuck off then. Like seriously. Fuck off. You already believe it. You don't need me. Listening to what I say is not going to change your mind at all. But I mean the thing is, like I don't go in other people's streams and troll them. I look at what they're saying and I size it up to what the evidence is. That's all. You guys and are coming to another stream and not bringing any facts. You're not even trying to bring any facts. You're just being fucking children. You're being little fucking boys. So, you know what? I mean, it's just like it's so upsetting. I'm so hurt. Oh my God, my feelings are hurt. Ugh, Jesus Christ. I did challenge him to do it, didn't I? I said, come in and, you know, um, oh yeah, shit. I did the wrong thing there. There we go. Come to scavenger stream for real info later. Now you have less than 10 people watching. Wow. Andrew feels like he has some power. Look at that. Andrew, he feels like he has some power because he can say, "Oh, you have less than 10 people because we all left." What a pathetic fucking child. I mean, and really that fits with Scavenger because Scavenger is a child. He has no clue. He's a child. And no, I have no interest in debating that motherfucker. I have no interest in talking to any of them. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. They can watch my videos. They can look at the shit that I talk about. They can actually do a fucking Google search. Me telling him, not, it's their responsibility. Anyway, never gonna happen. Gee, Romanian, it will never happen. It will never happen. I want nothing. I want to have nothing to do with these clowns. But hey, their videos are out on the internet. I'm watching them. That's as far as I go. It's about all I got. But I mean, Manuel's said it right here. Please come back in a few months and tell me about your little moass. I mean, really, these guys, it's a year, almost 2 years later. And um, I don't even have a chart up here. Like imagine having the balls. Imagine having I don't know. It's not really balls, but something. Um, it's 595. Like coming into the stream and acting like a jackass, like Europe, somehow somehow you've won. Which, by the way, it's another thing that apes say that they need to stop saying. We already won. We know we already won. We won. I don't really know what I need to say about that, but clearly you didn't if the price is literally $5.95 fucking cents. Okay. I don't know what your definition of win is, but if it's and it's not even a win or lose thing, really. But if we're going to make it a win or lose thing, uh, the apes lost and short sellers won, basically. Is this channel just anti-AMC or does it cover other topics? Well, of course, we're anti-AMC. I mean, not really anti-AMC. I have nothing against AMC. I'm this channel is anti-AMC drifter, anti-AMC influencer because they're not truthful. They don't do any research. They just parrot the same things over and over and create new bullshit catalysts all the time. That's wrong. The fact that if you go on YouTube and you search for AMC, the fact that the only thing that comes up, my videos don't even come up. Explain, I mean, all these motherfuckers. This is the only, I just searched for AMC. I didn't search for AMC Squeeze, AMC Boas, nothing, just AMC. This is all you get. Finance news. Al from Boston, the misinformed idiot. Phil, I am for real a moron. Phil, I am a moron for real. And so on. Jack Hunter, Casey Shaw, lottery stocks, the creative the creative investor, New York Kiev Angelo. I mean, and then new ones like Short Killer. This I haven't even seen this one yet. This is all that's out there. This is all that's out there. That's I'm sorry, that's not right. But nobody wants to take the other side. Nobody wants to say, hey, all you guys that believe this, the more obvious something is, the more obviously wrong it is. The more obvious it is, if something's obvious, if it's obvious, it's obviously wrong. And this is clearly that anyway. Going on 3 this year. Oh God, you're right, it is. God damn. The real shills lost people a lot of money. They did. And the the only thing they ever do is just continue to keep promising that there will be a massive squeeze. What is wrong with this picture? And the data, by the way, which is not false, it's not misleading. The data clearly indicates no, there is no squeeze. Anyway, god damn. Okay, this is a complete garbage video. I have no idea why he thought that was a good idea. I don't even want to like no thanks. Okay, here's the Marine. Here's the Marine. Now, he's organizing the protest, right? Selling beanie babies or something. I agree. Most of these videos are insane, but you got to admit that hedge funds maybe pull some unethical, illegal stuff to control the market. So what? You're not going to change it. And to believe that you will by buying a five fucking dollar stock is delusional. You're not going to change it. The market is the market. You can either figure it out and learn how to be profitable or not. Period. It doesn't give a fuck what you think. It doesn't. It does not give a fuck that a bunch of people are saying, oh, these guys are cheating. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything. That's the reality, you know? So manipulation, control the market. So fucking what? That's my answer to that. So fucking what? Learn how to make money. Learn how to be profitable. If you're focused on the supposed manipulation and the supposed bad actors, you're focusing on the wrong things and you'll never make money. That's the truth. Okay.
Guys, good morning. If you missed the live stream last night, this is the unboxing of the Apes. I have one of 6 boxes. This is to, at this point now, I've had these over a year to fundraise so that I can go to DC. And it doesn't come out of my personal paycheck for my family and my kids. And this will help me get to DC for 1/28/2023. And I want to be out there on 1/27/23 when they're open.
Is this the new January 6th
So
thing?
far late.
So this is the new January 6th thing. I guess it's
Or last
January
night we had
28th.
2 people
now.
so
Okay,
far
all
that
right.
went ahead and purchased some apes. So we've got a grand total of $80 already.
Wow. Great.
Which is fantastic, guys. No Limit Soldier's one of those on YouTube. Great guy, known him for quite a while. Him and I talk offline. But anyway, a couple other people, and then I've gotten some emails, so I know there's going to be some more people. Let's get all these apes. I want to get them to you. Just, these are fun. It's a way I can raise some funds without begging or doing any kind of those, what do you call it? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The GoFundMes. This is my GoFundMe right here. This is just one of, there's 6 boxes total out in my garage. These are the ones I opened with my kids last night. If you haven't seen the live stream, I did a really cool live stream with the kids. It's like 20 minutes long. Go to my live section. You'll see it.
Why do they do this? Why do they involve their kids in this? Your kids didn't ask to be in this. That's so unfair. So stupid. Model 3 dude. Man, you missed all the drama. We had Scavenger and his merry band of retards swing through here. And boy, it was it was fun.
Email occupysec23@gmail.com.
Oh God.
Shoot me an email with your address, and then I've posted the Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal info. If you need it, email me. I'll send it again. And if there's a certain one you really want, let me know, and we'll get that put together for you. And I'll try to get through these, and I want to try to do another box and another box. I think I got at least 100 of these, so definitely we could build up enough. I'm thinking somewhere between 700 to 1,000 would probably make it easy trip for me for 3 or 4 days up there with the potential of driving my truck.
Imagine if this guy actually just started a
Actually,
business.
my big truck. I'm thinking about this. I'm also thinking about trying to get a sheet of plywood or doing something.
All this effort he's putting into this is going to do nothing. This is going to be, it's going to do absolutely nothing.
Cool.
This is a waste of time.
Out there in front.
A waste of effort.
It'd be really cool if I could put a big, huge sign of my own in the back. So any thoughts or ideas what we can put on that sign and how I could put that together, of course. I know that's all going to go down to financials. See how much money we can raise just from selling apes. So got a lot of them. A lot of cool ones, guys. A lot of fun ones.
Where do you get these? Like where you buy the stuff that goes in the claw arcade game? I mean, what the hell?
Riding the truck with me on the way there.
Yeah, you know what?
Unless I fly.
Tony Tinko, you're 100% right. They can't handle other YouTubers speaking against their theory and allegations. They can't. And why can't they? Because they are entitled narcissists. period, as far as I'm concerned. They think they own the copyrights to this narrative. And God damn it, I've been talking about this longer than fucking Scavenger has. Okay? I've been speaking the truth about this for longer than Scavenger has. Probably longer than he's even been in the fucking stock. I don't know. I don't know how long, or I don't care how long. Certainly longer than Frankie Muhammad has been talking about it, and a lot of the other ones. So, you know, and it's not even about me. It's not about me. That's why you don't see my face, because it's not about me. It's about the information, which unfortunately, the actual apes and the frat boys that were here earlier, they don't care about the information. You know, if they did, they wouldn't believe it, most of it. They just care about the personalities. They care about the emotions. They care about the promises. They care about the visions of Lambos. At the end of the day, I mean, that's child's play. It's child's play. It'll get you nowhere. So anyway, yeah, collecting monkeys is going to get the market, change the market, right? I mean, I thought this guy was maybe primed to actually realize that he was involved in a massive scam, and then he was not going to get rich this way, and that it's a stupid way to even try to get rich, and to think that you're going to fight the market is delusional. I thought he was swinging around to that. No, he went even more delusional. Yeah, I'm going to sell stuffed animals so we can go to, I guess, to DC and be another random protester whose actions do absolutely no good except make him feel better, probably, because I did something about it. I went there and I stood in front of the building. Yeah, good job. That was really brave. You did a really brave thing. You did a really impactful thing. I mean, if only everybody could be like that, the world would be different, right? Holy shit. I mean, this is retarded. It's stupid. Focusing on the complete wrong things. Everything they focus on is wrong. Is it any wonder they're fucking 90% down bag holders? Is it? I mean, I would say there's no other way it could be. There's no other way it could be. It's perfect. Who gives two shits about Scavenger? Well, I mean, nobody here. But you know, he didn't like being called out, fact checked, and whatnot because he put out a brain dead video earlier that we looked at. Anyway, just hope he's okay after realizing he wasted years believing in a fantasy. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that.
But if you want to help out, if you're not going to be able to make it out there, you want to see me get out there, let me know. Buy an ape. That's how you can help me. Just tell me, you know, how much. If it's $5 plus shipping, whatever you want, whatever shipping is. Shipping's probably $7 to $12 depending on the weight of the thing. But you know, $5.
What? $7 to $12?
Like
Are you
said, no
fucking kidding me?
60.
Why would you do it that way? No, put a price on it. You know what? Scratch what I said earlier. This guy, he would never be successful if he started a business. Oh, just pay me what you want. Dude, if you're selling that, overprice the fuck out of it. Overprice it. Because people are running on emotions. They're willing to pay. They're willing to pay more for one of these stupid stuffed animals than they are for an AMC share.
And then I got another gentleman did 20. So whatever you feel comfortable with, because you're buying an ape. And that's up to you guys. I'll leave it to fate, and we'll see what happens from here. Thank you guys so much.
Okay. I mean,
Phil for real really needs that boxer guy.
I honestly kind of feel sorry for this guy.
Just
like, why? Almost. Almost. Yeah, look at these upstanding fucking citizens here. Had him pissed and messed up his stream for like 10 minutes straight. Wow, aren't you a fucking aren't you cool? Messed up his stream for like 10 minutes straight. 4 figures isn't enough. Like, these people are fucking delusional. Okay? Scavenger is spreading lies, misinformation. He's a fraud. Period. He's a fraud. He's a motherfucking fraud. And coming into, a stream and messing it up for 10 minutes straight, I'll tell you what, that's really something to be proud of, Eric. You're a real man. Wow, that takes some fucking courage. Like I said, it for these clowns, it's all about the emotions and the personalities. The facts don't matter. The data doesn't matter. The information doesn't matter. They would rather sit there and fucking pretend they're going to get 4 fucking figures for their AMC shares. Oh, but 4 figures isn't enough. 4 figures, look, 4 figures isn't enough. They'd rather sit there and pretend they're going to get 5 figures for their stupid AMC shares than actually face anything that resembles reality. I mean, it really is an unprecedented level of mass delusion that we're dealing with here. I mean, seriously. Holy fuck. Watching a veteran unboxing monkey to help pump AMC is the most depressing thing I have seen in my life. It's worse than watching kids eating from a dumpster in South America. I mean, you know what? Yeah, you encapsulated it there. Something, yeah, and like, I don't really here. Doesn't it doesn't really give me a lot of pleasure to think about how deluded these people are. At the end of the day, you know, everybody's they're doing their own thing. They're making their own decisions. They're going to do them, and we can't do anything about it. I don't want to do anything about it. I just want there to be some balance in the information. Like, yeah, we get Scavenger and all those guys and his fucking circle jerkers. That's a perfect example of why I don't give a fuck what happens to these people at the end of the day. Why would I care what a bunch of assholes do with their money? Why would I care that a bunch of fucking asshole prick narcissist little boys are going to lose their entire investment? I don't care. I couldn't care less. It's not about that. It's never been about that. It's about these guys. It's about the misinformation that gets put out every day, every day, every day. Yeah, thanks Trey and Matt, 100K. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I mean, it's so ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna do one more video. I think I did all the ones in the chat, I think. Except for the second Donahue George video, which I cannot do. I mean, should I? I don't know. 8 quadrillion. Oh, I got it. I got it. Thomas James. I mean, I hate this guy too. It's gonna be terrible. Probably better to watch what's his name? Gary Gensler is going to prison, guys. Gary Gensler going to prison. All right. Fuck. This whole thing also reflects on the state, the fucking dismal state of the American educational system. You know, it really does.
Today I want to talk about how Gary Gensler is very likely going to prison as a result of the crimes he's committed and the crimes he's ignored relating to FTX, AMC, GameStop and many others. So stay tuned and let's make some money. And now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So I want to start by talking about this letter written by a member of Congress about Gary Gensler's failures. I want to talk about the repercussions that Gary Gensler is likely to receive, and I also want to talk about everything he's done wrong. We know that Gary Gensler and the SEC has failed to regulate.
Yeah, I can't do Donnie again.
Last
I
year,
already did one earlier and I about lost it.
you know that Gary Gensler has ignored
I did lose it.
reports and countless complaints about the AMC and GameStop manipulation.
It was so bad that I made a comment about his breath.
Every single day.
Because
You know, Gary
I mean,
Gensler has been
tell me that guy doesn't have some fucking disgusting breath. You can just take one look at him and you know he's got terrible fucking breath.
Side of Ken Griffin and many of these other hedge fund managers effectively being paid off by them to ignore their crimes. But it seems that Gary Gensler's failures and Gary Gensler's crimes don't just stop at aiding and abetting Ken Griffin and ignoring his manipulation.
That seems like defamation right there. Like, what the fuck proof do you have of any of this fucking shit? Squinty Thomas.
He's also been ignoring the entire crypto
fucking
market
asshole.
and potentially working to help defraud retail investors.
Yeah, it should be very clear after those scavenger fucks came in here. One other thing, here's another thing that apes say that they need to stop saying. Why do you care what I do with my money? Why do you care what I invest in? Why do you care if I lose money or not? Let me be unequivocal. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. In fact, I hope you do lose money, honestly. But at the end of the day, I don't care because it doesn't matter. That would be focusing on something that doesn't matter. Why would I focus on that? Why would anybody care what anybody else is doing in the fucking market? The only people who do that are the apes.
So this letter written by a member of Congress says, "Dear Mr. Dorado, I'm writing to respectfully request that the Government Accountability Office conduct an independent review of the SEC's failure to protect the investing public from the egregious mismanagement and malfeasance of FTX, which has brought billions of dollars in losses to about 1 million creditors and customers." It says Chair Gary Gensler, by the logic of his own public pronouncements, is singularly responsible for the regulatory failures surrounding the collapse of FTX and its affiliate FTX US. Chair Gensler has said on countless occasions that there is no need for authorising legislation from Congress. The SEC presently possesses the authority it needs to regulate crypto exchanges. But if the SEC has the authority Mr. Gensler claims, why did he fail to uncover the largest crypto Ponzi scheme in US history? They said when it comes...
Here's the problem with this already, okay? These are allegations at this point. And it's embarrassing and stupid that a member of Congress would grandstand like this. Who wrote this anyway? Can't even see, he doesn't even show the whole thing, I guess. I don't know. Richie Torres? Who is that? Where's he from? I don't know. U.S. representative. Oh, he's a Democrat. Oh, you must be a Democrat. Yeah, they were calling me a Democrat too, Model 3 dude. Like that's supposed to be some kind of insult. Okay. Like, if the SEC has the authority, Mr. Gensler claims, why did he fail to uncover the largest crypto Ponzi scheme in U.S. history? I mean, that sounds like something Donahue George would say. But, I mean, the thing is, like, there's always crime going on. There's always fraud happening. They don't catch all of it. They don't catch all of it. Sometimes they don't catch it at all. Sometimes it just goes through and nobody knows it's, and like anyway.
Changes. But if the SEC has the authority Mr. Gensler claims, why did he fail to uncover the largest crypto Ponzi scheme in US history?
We don't know that it's the largest crypto Ponzi. I mean, it probably is, but he hasn't even been charged with a crime yet that I know of. He just now was arrested. So to claim it's the largest crypto Ponzi scheme in US history seems a bit premature. It seems a bit premature. And I'm not trying to defend Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't care. But, just talking about this shit intelligently, like he says it was the largest crypto Ponzi scheme in US history. There's been an investigation? How does he know that? I mean, it just whatever.
They said when it comes
And
to
and that guy's a Democrat, and I'm saying that I don't agree with what he's saying here. So
FTX, Chair Gensler fundamentally failed as a regulator, and he has no one to blame but himself. And it says the SEC chose to dedicate scarce time and resources to investigating Kim Kardashian, rather than opaque crypto exchanges, leaving many to question whether the commission is operating efficiently and apolitically, and whether it has its priorities in the right places. This letter.
So Thomas James is claiming that Gary Gensler is going to prison because some dumbass congressman wrote a letter. I mean, there has to be more to this. There has to be more. Where did you get prison from? And by the way, Thomas James belongs in fucking
Was written
prison.
by Richie Torres, a member of Congress. But it doesn't stop there. Tom Emmer, another congressman, has said that Gary Gensler must testify before Congress and answer questions about the cost of his regulatory failures. He said that Gensler has repeatedly dodged Congress at the expense of investors, leaving us to learn about the SEC's crypto investigations like the one into FTX through the mainstream media, as Gary Gensler hasn't appeared before the House since October 5th, 2021. These congressmen had no idea about the FTX failures and many other failures of Gary Gensler other than what they've read in the mainstream media. And again, it doesn't stop there. Mr. Well tweeted saying breaking news. Republican lawmaker.
Yeah, but they like to trade in the stock market. They like to trade their stocks right at the top. They weren't knocking Gensler then, were they?
Claims that SEC chair.
What a joke.
Gary Gensler was actually coordinating with FTX to obtain regulatory monopoly.
Oh, great. A Republican lawmaker claims. I mean, yeah, we have to just go ahead and believe it, guys, because a Republican lawmaker claimed it. Yes.
It seems that actually
Fuck
Gary
me.
Gensler may have even been coordinating with FTX to help them obtain immunity and effectively working to help defraud retail investors.
I fucking hate Twitter. I really fucking hate Twitter. It's just garbage. It's complete garbage. Total garbage. And now Elon Musk is raising the character limit on Twitter to 4,000. So if you think 240 characters is bad, get ready for 4,000. Holy shit.
So not only is Gary Gensler ignoring crimes, but he's actually committing crimes himself. And it seems the Wall Street Journal is expecting Gary Gensler to have another massive failure coming over the next few weeks. John Stark tweeted saying Binance's proof of reserve report doesn't address effectiveness of internal financial controls, doesn't express an opinion or assurance conclusion, and doesn't vouch for the numbers. He said, I worked at the SEC enforcement for 18 plus years, and he said this is how I define a red flag. Right now, Moomoo is currently holding their biggest ever giveaway for the holiday.
Yeah, all these crypto exchanges are bullshit, da 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 da, yada yada yada. But hey, join this Chinese brokerage. They'll give you up to 20 free stocks. What a clown.
But its finances are remote. The Wall Street Journal article says Binance is trying to calm investors.
These guys should not be able to use these fucking shit exchanges. I'm sorry, brokers. as promotional material on these videos. And they should have to give back the money that they made on them. That's my contention. You know, sell established titles and whatever, those Japanese, fake Japanese, Chinese knives. Sell those. But you're providing fake financial advice and then steering people towards the worst brokerages that exist, because the only ones that do these free stocks are the shit ones. Robinhood doesn't even do that anymore with these promotional codes. So anyway, they suck.
Investors,
Anyway,
but its
they
finances
suck.
remain a mystery. It says the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges seeking to reassure customers about the safety of their holdings after the collapse.
The holdings are not safe. I mean,
over the past month, Binance has publicized details about its crypto wallet addresses. It's hired an outside accounting firm to prepare a proof of reserve report covering a portion of its assets and liabilities, including a small set of financial data. But an accounting professor said investors still shouldn't be satisfied with the report. He said, "I can't imagine it answers all of the questions an investor would have about the sufficiency of its collateralization." He said Binance, which is private, isn't required to produce audited financial statements, and it hasn't released anything that would provide a comprehensive overview of its financial condition or liquidity, nor has it indicated plans to do so. A global accounting firm, Mazars, recently released a report that contained 3
Yeah, Model 3 dude, you better you know, write or call into Elon Musk and tell him to quit fucking around with Twitter and manage the store. Manage, you know, Tesla and all the other shit. It's starting to become a problem, I think. I'm not a Tesla investor, so I don't really care. But, you know, what is his deal? Why is he so preoccupied with being popular on Twitter? Saying the dumbest shit on Twitter. I don't get it. It's the beginning of the end of Elon Musk, I'm telling you. I said that before, I'll say it again. Elon Musk, his best days are behind him.
numbers. The letter
Sorry,
wasn't
that's
an
how I
audit
see
report. It didn't address the effectiveness of the company's internal financial
stuck with
reporting
cars.
controls, and Mazars did not express an opinion or an assurance conclusion. He said, if anything, this report by Mazars actually asks more questions than it answered. The report showed that Binance wasn't fully capitalized and actually had a deficiency of $245 million. And he said, we also don't know how good Binance's systems are to liquidate assets to cover
He's already in the bunker.
Loans. And he said, and we also know that even in the US, even with all the good systems, banks have occasionally been caught off guard. In light of what we're seeing in the Bahamas, I don't want to conclude that all of the systems are actually any good. So it seems again like Gary Gensler may just be about to have another massive financial failure, this time not just in FTX, not just in AMC and GameStop, but in Binance as well. And again, it seems the SEC has failed in other ways, like with MMTLP as well.
It's funny, like how is it the SEC failing? These are shitty companies with even shittier investors. Like, how is this all Gary Gensler's fault, first of all? But what I was going to say was, forget. Oh, yeah. He put AMC and Binance and FTX. He lumped them together, which I think is interesting, because they're saying that FTX was a Ponzi scheme and that Binance might not be all it's cracked up to be either. And I said that actually. After FTX, I said Binance is next. Binance will go down, but whatever. And AMC. So he's basically saying AMC is a scam. He just said it. He literally said it.
Binance as well.
Lynn needs a bunker.
And it seems the SEC has failed in other ways, like with MMTLP as well. FINRA released this notice saying effective Friday, December 9th, FINRA halted trading and quoting in the Series A preferred shares of Metamaterials Incorporated, MMTLP. It says FINRA has determined that an extraordinary event has occurred or is ongoing that has caused or has the potential to cause significant uncertainty in the settlement and clearance process for shares in MMTLP. They've basically said FINRA is aware of the naked shorting. They're aware that these hedge funds don't have the shares.
That's not what it fucking says. It's not what it says. It doesn't say that. Holy fucking shit. Oh my God. Where does it say naked shorting? Where does it say that? What the fuck? Oh my God. Listen to this. Listen to this fucking shit.
Voting in the Series A preferred shares of Metamaterials Incorporated (MMTLP).
Sorry for yelling.
Determined that an extraordinary event has occurred or is ongoing that has caused or has the potential to cause significant uncertainty in the settlement and clearance process for shares in MMTLP. They've basically said FINRA is aware of the naked shorting. They're aware that these hedge funds don't have the shares required to close out of their positions, and they know they have to delete a significant amount of synthetic shares, so therefore instead of forcing them to do
Doesn't say anything about synthetic fucking shares.
FINRA said therefore halting trading and quoting in MMTLP is necessary to protect investors and the public interest.
What an idiot.
And they've said the trading and quoting halt will end concurrent with the deletion of the symbol effective Tuesday, December 13th. Basically saying it's going to be permanently halted until all of the shares just get deleted. This basically means the shorts won't be forced.
That's also not what it says. Holy shit.
To close before the shares are deleted, trading is simply going to be halted until the shares get deleted, synthetics and all. Now, I don't think this can actually happen with
wow. Way to fucking totally fucking miss it. Holy shit.
And GameStop, because obviously AMC and GameStop won't be delisted, and they're also completely different stocks to MMTLP.
No, they're going to be delisted because they're both fucking worthless.
They're obviously trading on different exchanges, the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ versus the OTC market, and it's also a completely different set of stocks and companies.
Oh, really?
MMTLP was derived from a dividend. MMTLP is obviously more akin to the Ape stock, which technically would be deleted if Ape was converted into AMC. Obviously, we're not at a point when Ape is being converted, and AMC and GameStop themselves would never be deleted from the stock exchanges.
Oh, yes, they would. Yes, they would. But this guy knows. He was born in the United States. He was born in Texas.
But it's still absolutely.
You know, his dad, his parents are compliance lawyers, professors at MIT, and his father, or his yeah, I don't know. I need to go to bed.
Absolutely criminal how FINRA and the SEC can simply ignore the massive synthetic shorting going on in MMTLP and just simply halt the trading. Again, another deficiency.
Somebody's got to point out how stupid this is. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, it's just like, this is so ridiculous at this point. It was ridiculous before, but I mean, this guy, he likes to rephrase or restate what he thinks he just read. It's not what you read. It didn't say anything about naked shorting or synthetic shares. That's very, very misleading. Very misleading. And he's making money off of this shit. Imagine if you were this fucking terrible at your job and you just fucking phoned it in every day with some bullshit. That's what this fucking clown is doing. That's what these fucking clowns are doing. It's insane.
Of Gary Gensler, which is likely going to end him in prison. As Column Stocks tweeted,
no, it's not. Yeah, see, only somebody not from the United States would say that. You know, I mean, I'm sorry. Listen to this.
On in MMTLP and just simply halt the trading. Again, another deficiency of Gary Gensler, which is likely going to end him in prison. As Column
likely going to end him in prison. Now, I don't know if he actually believes that or not. But if he does, I mean, only somebody not from the United States would ever say that. As far as I'm concerned, you got to be from somewhere else and say something so ridiculous as that. Give me a motherfucking break.
Stocks tweeted
Holy
Gary
shit.
Gensler's deficiencies are so obvious because it's even written plain as day that shorting preferred stocks is a terrible idea. He said according to Yahoo, Ape or the AMC preferred equity units are the highest shorted stock right
I've
now
said it before.
in the entire market. But Yahoo have also said that
I said it before. Small, good-looking crowd. Much better than a big, ugly crowd. And Scavenger's got a bigger, uglier crowd. We got the small, tight-knit, quality fabric of people here. So I wouldn't change it. I don't want more subscribers. I mean, I'll take them. I don't want more viewers. I'll take them though, but it doesn't bother me. I'm not worried about it. Like everybody, outside looking in likes to make I've had that the whole time. Make fun of how many subscribers I have. Oh, you have 100 subscribers. When I had 100 subscribers. I don't care about it. I don't care. It's not about that. The only way it's about that is because more people should see something other than these bullshit pumpers, right? But as far as like feeding my ego or something, no, doesn't. I don't care. In fact, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me.
shorting preferreds is playing a dangerous game. It says their lack of liquidity and usually generous dividend distributions serve to increase that danger, and said the increased possibility of a forced closeout of a short position serves to increase the already increased danger. Shorting preferred stocks like Ape is a terrible idea due to the reduced liquidity which we are seeing in the Ape and AMC stocks as well. And obviously there's also a greater risk of a
Oh yeah, shorting it's a terrible idea. This is pathetic.
forced closeout if Ape does convert into AMC and the Ape stock ends
It's
up
not going to convert into AMC.
Obviously, the shorts will be forced to close at that conversion point, closing out their short positions and causing a squeeze before the deletion. But still, Gary Gensler...
Why would they wait to the fucking last minute? Like, that is so stupid. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. That is wrong. Would not cause a motherfucking squeeze. Like, oh, they're going to wait to the last minute because that's what the apes do with everything in their fucking lives. So they assume that everybody waits to the last fucking minute and does a responsible thing. And I'm sorry, does an irresponsible thing. That is stupid. That is dumb as fuck. You know what? It's false. We've seen that over and over and over and over again. The one that comes to mind right now is Boss fucking Blunts, another brain dead fucking retard. Boss Blunts is possibly one of the least intelligent people in this whole thing. But he thinks he's like God's gift to the stock market. Remember all that, what was it? Executive order nonsense. The executive order nonsense. We got that. We also have phase 6, right? Phase 6 from crackhead Bigums. None of that shit worked out. None of it worked out. Anyway, I'm going to get through this video, then I'm out of here. I don't know what's going on with my connection tonight. I don't think it might be the Swingers Club. I don't actually know if they're open tonight.
He ignores the manipulation and tries to pretend that everything is fine. And it seems that Ken Griffin is also trying to play the good guy, covering up his crimes with generous treats.
He is the good guy.
As Suspended POS tweeted, he said the fact that this fraud is paying to have articles written about him taking employees to Disneyland around the world in different languages proves the desperation to paint a good...
Like, they're actually calling Ken Griffin a fraud? Like, okay. All right.
The image.
Whatever.
And he said only retail knows why he's doing it because it's not published in the mainstream media. And
no, you don't. You don't know why. That's another thing that the apes need to stop saying. We know. Da 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 da. We know. Fill in the blank here. No, you don't. You literally do not know that. You think you know. You want it to be so, but you don't fucking know. You do not know. Stop saying that. Stop fucking saying that shit. It's literally
Gensler
stupid.
is trying
Idiots.
to keep everything hidden. You can see a number of different articles are being printed about Ken Griffin taking his employees to Disneyland in a number of different languages around the world. Ken Griffin is clearly trying to keep up a good public image so he can deny any wrongdoing and deny any crimes when Gary Gensler is exposed in front of Congress.
This guy's
I think it's now got to the point where Gary Gensler has had one too many high-profile failures and has ignored the crimes one too many times. He's now being forced to testify and speak in front of Congress.
Oh my God, he's being forced to speak in front of Congress. What's he going to do?
These criminals. It's now got to the point where Gary Gensler has failed to protect retail investors one too many times, and he will
That's
be
not
exposed.
really his fucking job.
When
What are you
Gary's
talking
exposed,
about?
all of the other crimes he's helped
Protect
to
retail
support get
investors.
exposed as well, and Gary Gensler will likely end up
Whose
in prison.
responsibility
But
is to
guys, be sure
protect
let me know what
retail
you think
investors?
down in the comments below. And as always, guys, be sure to ding that notification bell.
Protect
Because that way you'll
retail
be alerted when I
investors?
upload a new video.
Maybe
Cheers.
don't stop making the fucking retarded fucking decisions. Stop buying bullshit. I'm so I'm so sick of this narrative. Like, we're victims. We're victims of your own stupidity, maybe. Like, what the fuck?